For the Detroit Pistons, they come in off a good outing against the Rockets in Houston. And they put it all together in that game. It added up to a phenomenal win.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
And guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done. And that has to make you feel good as a group.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. We've got Bill Laimbeer. Joe Dumars is out there with Paul. Then there's Wallace. That's Hamilton in at the 3. Wallace misses. You look at what Anthony Davis has accomplished so far in his career, the historic comparisons. I mean, they're mind-boggling. For a kid 23, Greg, the historic comparisons are very favorable for him.
I mean, he's been compared to a young KG and Duncan quite often. But in his first few seasons, his numbers look the most similar to Hakeem the Dream. And that's about as good a company as you can get.
Laimbeer kicks to Wallace. And stolen by Nowitzki. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Whoa, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends. You know, and the funny thing about Davis having similar numbers to Hakeem, he came very close last season putting up a quadruple double. Hakeem was one of only 4 people to ever accomplish that.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
And Dumars gets it to go.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
It's Jackson with the drive. Here's Nowitzki. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
You know, Davis might get a quadruple double at some point. Last season, he had 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 blocks on 4 different occasions. The rest of the NBA had a combined 0 in that category.
Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Paul with the steal. Fast break Detroit. Hamilton's got the ball. Finishes the break with a slam.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control, even though he's going at breakneck speed. He still maintains his body control.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Last season for Chris Paul, another strong season. Yet quite a year for him in terms of media hype. He was as strong as ever on the court and off the court.
And that's a great point. You know, he did kind of fly under the radar. It's hard to imagine a first-team Hall of Famer in the future could do that, but a lot of it had to do with Steph Curry kind of coming on to the scene, splashing on the scene, if you will. But he is still one of the top point guards in our league.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And the call will be against Ben Wallace. That's his first foul.
Boy, did he go hard to the boards, but clearly went over the back in doing it.
Yeah, kudos for the effort. I always love that kind of effort, but he was just a little overzealous.
He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers.
And the dunk by Jackson.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances. A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge, always.
Nowitzki drives in. Can't convert the two-handed jam. Mulligan, it's Davis. Launches it. Paul can't get it to go.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
Bradley's checked in for Dallas. Nash comes in for Jackson. Prince with a screen on Nash. There's the dish to Prince. Drummond passes to Billups. On the wing, Stuckey. Shoots from the corner. And that one hits back iron.
And I bet most people forget that the Pistons did make the playoffs for 8 straight years before this current drought. It's been a long rebuild process for them recently, but I think they're making progress and moving in the right direction.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Martin. Oh, that's blocked. They recover it. And stolen by Nash. Here's Kidd. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists. Kidd's got his second basket of the night.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Dallas leading by 5. Nash with no one around. Misses the 3. Martin kicks to Stuckey. Sinks the three-pointer. Stuckey's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And so it's Dallas with it. Nash dishes to Bradley.
Great unspoken communication between teammates, leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
Pass to Martin. Taken away by Kidd. The offense. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side outs for them, the way they've swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, folks.
Yeah, or handball.
I like that. Or handball.
Yeah, either one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
Here are the 5. Detroit has to start the second quarter. Rodney Stuckey out there with Chauncey Billups. Then there's Martin. Then there's Tayshaun Prince. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. But they'll get another chance. He dishes it to Martin. Off target from outside. Mavericks leading by 4. Matthews goes in. Nash outside. The long distance 3 is buried. Nash has got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for Dallas. And when you watch Wes Matthews, you see he's just a fantastic perimeter defender, Clark. He can match up well at either the 2 or the 3.
His combination, Kevin, of length and strength and lateral movement make him an outstanding defensive player.
Now here's Bradley following the shot by Tayshaun Prince. Carson's shot is off.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry. Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, guys, that might also put a little spark into those guys. And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Yeah, you know, he's got a little bit of Greg Anthony in it. He has been that leader today. I think he's done a really nice job of moving the ball and distributing it the way it needs to be done.
Well, Clark, I'm glad you referenced specifically why you thought he had a little Greg Anthony. I thought you were talking about knees, my man. he looked a little hobbled out there for a moment.
Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. It's Nash with the drive. Here's Perkins. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Dallas.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Bill Lambeer's checked in for Tayshaun Prince.
And Anthony Davis growing up in the rough south side of Chicago, because of the violence, his father didn't let him venture to the playground. Instead, he built a basketball court in the backyard. This young man has come a long way.
And Davis stayed around the game in grade school. He'd keep the clock, sell the tickets, even someone said sell nachos.
Humble beginnings, partner, humble beginnings. Didn't even dream of NBA stardom. Said he wanted to be a high school coach. Obviously, things have changed now.
Shot is off. Hamilton with some nice D. Here's Dumars. Pass to Lambeer. From outside the arc. That drops. And now just a 4-point Dallas lead.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three.
Here's Harper. Rebound, Detroit. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Paul. Pistons passing it around. And Dumars gets it to go.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a late. For him.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Perkins. Finley comes in for Harper. And it's the kid in for Steve Nash. Here's Finley. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Mavericks lead by 3.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Knocked loose. A solo fast break. Throws down the breakaway jam.
The defense to start and ignite that play was terrific, and I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
And really look for them now to be even more aggressive on the defensive side. Try to come up with a few more steals.
And Nowitzki wide open. He fires. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists in the game. And it's Paul penetrating. Good defense by Kidd. Mavericks leading by 5. Jackson kicks to Davis. It's taken away by Wallace. Here's Dumars. Detroit, no good that time either. For Dallas, they've gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter, up over 50%.
That's what I like, a nice, strong finish inside.
That's what he does. He's got that dunker mentality.
My goodness, physicality personified right there. Able to just go up and finish over the biggest defender.
Here's Wallace. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Here's Lambier. And Davis sends it back. The second half just about to get going here.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
And now the third quarter about to get going.
Nowitzki has been playing really well. 15 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Nash. Also Matthews out there. Finley is up there with Bradley. And it's Trent in at the 4 spot. To the wing on the left. Here's Finley. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assist. 9 points in the game so far.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Finley the pass to Nash. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Drummond. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Mavericks leading by 8. Now Nash dishes it to Bradley. It is flushed down with a nice jam.
Well, that's going to be a throwdown every time with that mismatch inside. I mean, he's just too big and strong for him.
Kevin Martin on the wing. Here's Trent. He's guarded by Stuckey. Took the opportunity when he saw it. He's got 12.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
You know, you look at Dallas, and that team didn't rely too much on the mid-range or the short game last season, but they could have. They shot 70% from 12 feet and in, excluding drives. That's pretty good.
The pass to Finley. Here's Trent. Matthews, no good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Now, here's Bradley. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. For the Mavs, and that 70% shooting from 12 feet and in. A lot of Dirk high posts and push shots from their guards will do that.
It isn't the most efficient shot by analytics, but there is a lot to be had in the mid-range. If teams only protect the three and the rim, you can feast on them with the little short push shots, and the Mavs did that last season.
Chris Paul.
The shot's good from Paul.
And you know, he's going to continue to bury those if that's how they're going to deal.
Lambier with the steal. Here's the break. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. Wesley Matthews picks one up.
Looking at the game Lambier's been having, he has 8 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
Mavs made the playoffs again last season. 14th playoff berth for them in the last 15 years, and only the San Antonio Spurs have made more, Greg, over that time frame.
Yeah, and they had a tough first-round opponent in the number 2 seed, Houston. A good old Texas tussle between the 2 and the 7 seeds.
Lambier a screen. Wallace. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play. Yeah, and, you know, the Mavs got bounced out by the Rockets in 5 games in round 1. They were able to avoid the sweep, but losing the first 3 was way too much to overcome.
It's tipped. Kidd dishes to Jackson. And a great assist by Kidd as that one goes in. Kidd's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight.
And for Dallas in the playoffs, really, it didn't help to have the Rondo drama going on at the time. Even if that hadn't happened, though, you got the feeling that they were overmatched against a red-hot Houston team.
Passes it to Finley. And Davis sends it back. They get it back. Lambier's shot is off. Mavericks leading by 10. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Dirk Nowitzki, he can dish the rock, too.
Dumars kicks to Lambier. They get it again to the left wing. The shot's good from Paul.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
That's good.
Chris Paul.
Lambier's got 12 points in the game.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
Yeah, the shot clock's off. This could be the last possession of the quarter.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. That's exactly what they should have in mind here.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body.
Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points. Mavericks ahead, up by 7. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back.
All right, Mavs
Pistons trailed by 7. And on the floor for Detroit here in the 4th. Andre Drummond is up there with Tayshaun Prince. Then there's Rodney Stuckey. Then there's Martin. And it's Billups in the point guard position. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Jackson. Good, and the assist to Kidd. Jackson's got the 4th quarter started here with a bucket for the Mavs. Davis kicks to Kidd. Fades. That's good. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Mavericks.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well. A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working. For them, he wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
Catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle was saying to the team. He was propping his guys up for their defensive pressure, saying, listen, the pressure you put on them has been fantastic. Keep pestering them, keep forcing turnovers, and we'll be in a great position to win this thing.
Bradley's checked in for the Mavericks. Harper comes in for the Kid. And it's out of bounds to the Mavericks as Dallas retains possession. A little over a minute of the 4th quarter gone right now. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The kick out to Harper. The Mavericks rebound. Outside, Davis buries it from 3-point range. And the Mavericks lead by 12.
Defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Drummond sets the screen for Billups. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
feeds it to Martin. Shot off the screen. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Stuckey passes to Martin. The shot is off. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. To the middle. Here's Davis. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Crisp pass into the paint.
It's rebounded by Dallas. Jackson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Davis dishes to Bradley. Davis with it. Phillips picks him up defensively. Jackson misses. Pistons trail by 14.
Up high and down hard with the one-hander.
Got a little extra forceful with that one, didn't he? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there.
And this collapse we've seen by their interior defense, it's really the reason why they've struggled and are in such a hole.
Lambeer with a screen on Harper. Paul kicks to Wallace. And he gets the bucket.
No hesitation at all right there. Just right up against a much bigger defender.
Man, and I love that fearlessness, that aggressive attitude. Boy, I love watching guys play with that kind of abandon and freedom, Greg. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Count the bucket. Bradley's got the lead up to 14 now for the Mavs.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Harper against Paul. Lambeer screen. Outside Dumars. For the 3. The shot, no good. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Nowitzki outside. Offensive rebound.
Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds.
You know, he operates so well close to the bucket. There's nothing he likes more than seeing an opening inside.
Harper kicks to Bradley. Lambeer with the steal. And now the Pistons fast break. The shot's good from Paul.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
Inside. It's taken away by Wallace. And here comes the break. The lead now cut to single digits.
Right now, they're getting beat down the floor. They look a step slow.
And that's 6 of their last 10 that they've surrendered here coming off fast breaks. They need to sharpen up.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam? And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Mavericks.
The coaching staff must be happy that they controlled their turnovers so well in this game.
Yeah, I like the discipline, the self-control, and the patience, Kevin.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Nowitzki. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel. And they're not finished just yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, not taking any chances, Greg. This is how you close a game out. Textbook.
And stolen by Hamilton. Here's Dumars. It's hauled in by Harper.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
Yeah, at this level, you got to make that shot. It's plain and simple. You got to knock that one down.
We've got 28 seconds left in the 4th quarter. To the inside. Here's Bradley. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
Well, let the party start. The celebration begins, and they're going to let their guys hear it. You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse. He's their go-to guy, and when he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
Here's Paul.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Here is Davis. From deep three-point range, missed. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And standing by for the postgame show, let's head over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.